And okay, and of course we're doing this. This is a talk for November 12, 2024, and we're talking about how to extend the life in the wellness zone, and primarily you have to take nutritional supplements to stay in the wellness zone because our food supply doesn't contain all the ingredients that we really need. And secondly, our diet is most of us have diets that are not sufficient for what we're dealing with. So we're going to finish the talk about new eating ingredients tonight. Um, if you're interested in buying New Eden, you can use this link. It's wellnessquest.org/Earl. If you have questions for Dr. McDaniel, you want some private questions, you can email him at rmcdaniel@wellnessquest.org, and this is a capital R for McDaniel. Um, we are recording these sessions, and if you would like to receive a link, uh, just send Dottie or me an email, and we'll send you a link. The link, the recording for the section number two uh, has not been translated yet to a YouTube, so we're still waiting for that. So if you'd hold your questions to the end, we can make sure that we can get through this. Now, these are the ingredients that we have already covered. And tonight we're going to be talking about the Ultra Terra calcium silicate and hemp seed powder. So, Dr. Reg, pick it up.
Well, I hope that the individuals listening are interested in the ingredients in New Eden. I've developed the formulation over a 39-year period. It started in 1985 as a medical consultant to Carrington Laboratories that had $20 million to try to make a new drug from the active ingredient of aloe vera leaf gel. And it was found to be acetylated mannose shortened to ace-mannin. And that's the key ingredient in New Eden. But I've added over the years, as I have listened to individuals that would tell me that they didn't get their quote miracle they wanted by the formulation we had, and they added so and so to it. And I just remembered that and have put it into the current formulation, which is the ingredients where we have added to the aloe mannin uh, nutrients that are low or missing in the modern food chain and are either uh, avoided by choice. And we've been going through these things because that graph that Earl showed with the red lines that go out beyond 65 and 70 is what these ingredients are selected to do to have a longer life and better health. Now, this ingredient, the Ultra calcium silicate, is a compound that was developed down at Texas A&M by the faculty that decreases the incidence of colon cancer, which is one of the most common cancers that affect human beings. And in fact, this faculty member working with the World Health Organization went to a country in Africa that had the highest instance of colon cancer in the world. And by adding this to the grains in that country, it dropped in less than 5 years instance of colon cancer in that country to the average of all other countries. And he got a citation from the World Health Organization for it. But it neutralizes this. I had it explained to me that this ultra terra silicate is like thousands of little mouse traps that cling to and clamp to toxic substances, particularly the substances that causes cancer of the colon. that come from a product made by the contamination of grains that is a fungus that makes this argon and this ultrasilicate. But in addition, and that toxin is aflatoxin, but it was found out that insecticides and herbicides and breakdown products of cancer therapy that causes patients to feel so terrible are bound by this silicate, and that the quality of life for patients being treated with chemotherapy is greatly elevated. So that's why we have this in the New Eden to trap toxic substances that are in our environment and in our food chain. And this keeps them from ever entering the body, because this Ultra-Terra stays inside the gut and binds these toxins to keep them from getting into the serum and circulating to the cells where they alter the DNA to cause cancer. Next slide, please.
I just wanted to make a comment
Yeah.
so you're basically what I picked up on that is that you're saying that this is basically kind of and it neutralizes the toxins in the colon or in the gut, isn't it? You say it's in
Yes, it keeps them from being absorbed. And many of these toxic substances are free radicals that have a charge on them. And this charge is kind of like a magnet, because all complex structures that make up the DNA and also the cells in the body have charges on the surface. And these free radicals from these toxins attach to it and alter the function. And worst of all, when they attached to DNA, they change the instructions, and this is called a mutation. And the worst mutations are required to cause leukemia, lymphoma, cancer, and sarcomas of the body. So this is included in there as a protectant in the New Eden, that we are all subjected to all kind of toxins in our environment. In fact, is if you can smell a odor from solvents or any type of petroleum that's being absorbed in the capillaries as the blood goes through the lung, and it's taken to the fat stores and the liver, and causes havoc in the body. So we have this calcium silicate to protect the body.
Okay, very good.
Now, this hemp seed powder has two real major reasons that it's in New Eden. And the first source is the health benefits. It's a source of fatty acids, which are very important in the nutrient supply and in the ratio of these fatty acids, which is healthy. Also, it's a source of vitamin E, which is not a real common vitamin in the food chain. And there are minerals in the hemp seed of phosphate, sodium, magnesium, sulfur, calcium, iron, and zinc. Also, there's an important political aspect of hemp seed powder. For decades, it was against federal law to bring a hemp seed into the United States that could be germinated, because it's in the same family as marijuana, though hemp does not make the THC, which is tetrahydro carbonyl, that's a neurotoxin that causes the people, pardon me, to have emotional changes. And the hemp seed industry developed political action committees in every state to influence their senators and congressmen that hemp seed, which is well developed industry in Canada and in Europe, has these health benefits. And this is why you see all these little shops around about hemp seed oil that has, I might say, when I first heard about it, I couldn't believe that all the benefits they were claiming for it. But in looking into the European literature, where they have decades of research done on hemp seed oil, it blocks the pain receptor as it goes to the brain, and keeps it from getting to the brain in the synapses, because it binds to the fatty acid in the synapses structure, and the signal for pain doesn't get up to the brain. Well, anyway, because the hemp seed industry has developed, they have a political action committee that I have communicated by phone with the head of these uh, uh, political action committees, that we need the law changed that was passed in 1994, that states in the labeling section that only an FDA approved pharmaceutical drug can represent or claim to treat, cure, mitigate, or correct an abnormal health condition that we call diseases and syndromes. Well, that's not true. Optimal nutrition supports the engineering and design of life that is written in the DNA code. And so we have two reasons for having hemp seed in this: is to support the hemp seed industry. And I've done a videotape for all these political power associations in the states, informing them of all this health benefits of hemp seed, but it's against the law to even inform the public of it, because these are benefits to health. So that's the additional. There are actually 14 ingredients that it's taken 39 years that I've been involved in this, since 1985, to try to alter the modern diet, which has many nutrients that are absent that our DNA calls for in cellular synthesis to make bioactive compounds that conduct the biochemistry and the physiology of life. And also, as it points out there, that the hemp seed is beneficial in defense against infections, and it supports healing and balance of nutritions in multiple organ systems. So there is a broad health benefit of seed, but it's against federal law to put it on a label that all these health benefits are available by adding this to your diet. And it's hoping that we will get help from the hemp industry to change that law, which is fallacious and only a tribute to the sickness industry led by big pharma, that that statement that only an FDA drug can be of benefit with abnormal health condition is erroneous. In fact, the original Deshay Act had a first paragraph that said science and medicine has determined that optimal nutrition is essential for good health, to prevent disease, and to restore health. Well, that's the truth. But the people that are in the sickness industry and led by big pharma got their strokes in the labeling section that restricts this. So that's kind of the history of these different components in what I have developed called New Eden, which restores basically what used to be in the family garden when you were eating plant matured fruits and vegetables that allowed for the nutrients of the genes in the plant to be put into the produce that has to mature on the vine. And this is not common in this day and time because agribusiness picks fruits and vegetables green when the principal molecule is chlorophyll, which is a remarkable compound in photosynthesis, but is not used by the cells in cellular synthesis. So all of this is designed for that chart that Earl gives that shows that red line of more years of good health and longevity. So Earl's going to give a summary now of what we've been through.
So Dr. Ranch has gone through each ingredient and identified uh, the benefits of each ingredient. I thought what I would do is kind of go back through all the ingredients and kind of summarize the benefits that I kind of pulled out of it. Okay, so the basically the overview of this thing is that the essential nutrients that are provided by New Eden include all the amino acids, vitamins, especially rich in the B complex, dietary minerals, and the omega-3, 6, and 9 fatty acids, and then also the polysaccharides, the lecithin, and dietary fiber. Now, Dr. Red said there were 14. I thought of 12, but I'm not sure. Now he's making me question that. Anyway, that almost all of these are plant-based, okay? And to me, that's important. And actually, to me, it's important that you don't the less processing you do of the plant, the more effective it is because the plants include hundreds of nutrients, and if you start processing it down and trying to narrow it down to a few of the nutrients, basically what you're doing is interfering with the normal process of that plant, and that it helps for us. So the less processing that's involved, I think, is better for the actual effectiveness is a nutritional supplement. Now, inositol hexaphosphate is kind of a combination of a mineral and organic, and ultra-terra calcium sulfate is a mineral. Okay, so there are three ingredients that deliver a broad spectrum of nutrients. There's the stabilized rice bran, the sunflower lecithin, and the aloe leaf powder. And so one of the things when I take a nutritional supplement, what I try to do is to um, provide the body with nutrients that we don't really know whether the body needs or not, because we don't know. We really don't. There's a lot we don't know about how the body functions, but we do know that the body depends on very heavily. It gets a lot of the nutrients it needs from plants, and so if you can create a supplement that has a broad spectrum of plants, then what you're doing is kind of ensuring that somehow or another you're delivering the nutrients that the body may need that we don't know it needs. Okay, so there are three of those that are really broad spectrum supplements. There are three ingredients that improve the absorption and effectiveness of the dietary supplements. In other words, they help the body utilize the supplements you're taking, and that's the sunflower lecithin, the inositol hexaphosphate, and the citric acid. Excuse me. The antioxidants, Dr. Reg spent quite a bit of time on the need for antioxidants to neutralize free radicals, and glutathione is one of those. And um, it I, in my understanding is that glutathione tends to operate inside the cell, mainly inside the cell. But then we've also got the outside the cell in the interstitial fluid. There are also free radicals in that. So basically, what we're the stabilized rice bran, the cysteine, the inositol hexaphosphate, and the cherry tart powder provide antioxidants. Okay, it detoxifies. So basically removing toxins, and the sunflower lecithin and citric acid does that. And Dr. Reg just talked tonight about the ultra calcium silicate. It also supports production of stem cells. Now, we used to take a product called StemKine, which actually delivered stem cells for endothelial cells, the EPC cells. Then that was the CD34 and CD131, and that's your flaxseed delivers those, but the aloe leaf powder delivers CD14 um, and stem cells, and what I gather is that they're important in making neurons. And then the lion's mane mushroom powder delivers the CD45, which I got from the talk anyway, that it's important for rebuilding spinal cord and the retina of eyes and the central nervous tissues. Okay. So other special benefits, it manages cholesterol levels, blood pressure control, blood glucose levels, supports liver functions and skin health and gastrointestinal health and immune system support. Cellular metabolism improves memory and cognition, reverses biomarkers of aging, hormonal synthesis, joint and tendon function, heart function, defense against infections. So once again, I'll follow this up. If you want to, if you're interested in purchasing New Eden, you can go to wellnessquest.org/Earl. And once again, questions for Dr. McDaniel, R. McDaniel at wellnessquest.org. Now, the best deal is to arrange for a 6-month automatic order of New Eden. When you do that, you get a 20% discount, and you also get a free probiotic with it, and every month. Okay. So what we'd like to do, we've spent basically 3 weeks talking about these ingredients, and we haven't really had too much time to interact with Dr. McDonald. And so I would like to devote all of the next session just to kind of Q&A, give everybody a chance to talk openly with Dr. McDonald. And I think he may have a specific topic he would also like to cover. Now,
Earl, before you go on, Dr. McDonald must be Dr. McDaniel's brother-in-law. I don't know.
Dr.
Right, I've been called a whole lot worse.
Okay. Dr. Reg. Okay. Uh, this is my book is now out, and this is the cover page. It's called Squaring the Curve: Living Longer in the Wellness Zone. It's available on Amazon. You can also buy it directly from the publisher bookstore, and if you do that, it's authorhouse.com/en/bookstore. But you have to then search for my name, or you search for the Squaring the Curve. And softcover price is $14.99. So thanks for joining us. We hope you were blessed, and we've got time for questions and answers. So anybody have any questions or comments for Dr. Edge?
Well, you said, Earl, you said something about the product and stuff, explaining them on the 19th and further. So is that going in depth on certain products?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question. Try it again.
On the 19th,
Yeah, next week.
you're talking about introducing some of the things or talking about the various, I'm not sure the word, but you
Benefit?
read in depth on certain products or certain.
We can do that. It's going to be an open discussion, and I'm not going to record it because it's an open discussion. Okay.
Okay.
So, what we